try this one more time. All right.
Are we up?
On this one, we are. I think it's a new stream.
Is it a different page? Is it a different URL?
I'm checking it right now. We got FBRK. I know we are live, but I don't know if anybody's able to watch us right this minute. We're getting there. It is a different stream. There it is. Boom. Boom. And boom. Turn5.Live. So I'm not looking at the stream. Are you guys looking at it?
So the one you just sent me, I'm sending out, right?
Right. So we got somebody watching. Yay! It's probably me.
That's me.
Is that you? Just you and I. Damn it. So, how's everyone going today? Is everyone enjoying our new hardware?
No.
No!
No, we're thinking...
I'm
thinking some serious changes are probably going to occur
here. Eggly's back. Hey, Eggly!
Hi, Eggly!
Eggly!
It's a good thing you're here. We got one viewer.
That's all we need in that sexy new car he's got coming on.
That's all we need is one Eggly. That's all I need.
And this thermos. One Eggly and this thermos. Hey, we got Bar. Bar up in the hizzle.
Nice. Now that we're sending them new links, they're coming on board.
Yeah. Well, that and they get alerts when we go live.
Oh. Well, I've sent out a bunch, so let's just do our show. Hi, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey.
Hey. How many guys we got? We got more than one? I got to copy the new link and actually get it up on the screen here, guys. So hang on just a second.
Yeah, I'm still getting...
Todd's trying to get it up. Give us a minute.
I'm still getting...
Well, Dono, you're on the whole fucking shit list today. I love you like a brother.
And I don't care.
I know. That's the best part. Hopefully you can hear us. If you can't hear us, tell us. Hopefully we're working on new equipment. We bought a brand new computer system, brand new keyboard, brand new mouse.
It wasn't even working until... Still not even working all the way.
Donovan's been working on it since 11 o'clock this morning. If you believe that, I got a Brooklyn Bridge, I can tell you.
Yay.
But anyway, we're working through some glitches. The idea is for 2019 to have the show all in its own computer system, its own format. I'm thinking about having the show in a place where it never has to be moved, that kind of stuff. So we're thinking about moving that. I got a really cool attic above my garage. It would work great for it. Looking at stuff like that. So for 2019, we're going to be doing some things, hopefully a little bit better, a little bit smoother. The show hasn't gone as smooth as we'd hoped. So we're going to make that work. I apologize, we're a half hour late. My name's Todd Labronte over here on my left. Your camera right is DJ Jazzy Jeff of the French Bridge. DJ Everett.
Keeps changing every week. All right, cool.
To Jesus over here on my right, the god of the keyboard, or the devil of the keyboard. We're not sure which. Mr. Donovan Johns.
I'm certainly something.
And we're here in Grandma's outhouse, behind her house. What are we in? Grandma's? We're back in the basement.
Forget.
We're back in the basement.
We're back in Grandma's basement.
She shoved us back in the basement.
We're back in the basement. We appreciate all 13 of you for watching tonight. I apologize once again for the glitches, but we'll get it back online. What's that?
We got dedicated hardware last night at 11 o'clock. I plugged it in for the first time. So.
Yep.
And then I went up till 2:30 in the morning.
Yep. So there's so that's our program, and we do have 4 cameras. Only one of them or 2 of them are working right now, so we're going to get that up too. We kind of ran around. If you'd have seen us an hour ago, this is pretty cool. And once again, we got a lot of racing stuff to talk about. This is the cool part. We do have racing to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
We do. DJ, what happened on the national scene?
On the national scene, again, I'm just kind of picking and choosing some
beer.
Picking and choosing some news here.
It's iced tea.
Iced tea.
Yeah,
that's what they all say.
That's what she said.
I can hear you slurping through the mic too. Wow.
Shut up.
Anyway, kind of pick and choosing some news here. You know, we'll start with some NASCAR news. Of course, this is probably old news, but if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Chip Ganassi shut down his Xfinity team.
Yeah.
DC Solar.
Crazy. DC Solar got busted by the feds, did they not?
Yeah.
You know, before I had a job. Most people know what I do for a living, but I had a job there for a little bit that was in the energy management field, and solar people were always on the cusp of us. Them guys are crooked as a snake. Every single one of those solar people. The big old waste Obama money shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the FBI agents raided the headquarters in Benicia, California, and they also raided the home of the CEO as well.
Wow.
I heard there was computers taken away, cars were taken away as well.
Wow.
Everything was taken away. So
that's one thing that you love to hear is when somebody does a white collar crime that they're getting raided like they're freaking drug
Thank
lords.
God.
and from what I heard,
much of that
it's
shit.
over. It's over at some kind of a tax dispute right now. So taxes.
You got to pay it.
Yeah,
It's important.
So bad news is for Ganassi, they lost out on their sponsorship with the DC Solar, and so they're shutting down their Xfinity team. Bad news for Ross Chastain.
Who earned every ride?
Oh man, he was
ride.
coming. He was coming along so well this past year, you
Yeah.
know, and it's unfortunate
That's
for him.
two
He's-
guys.
But you know what? I feel confident. He's going to find something here soon. I hope.
I think so.
So yeah. So other NASCAR news: Daniel Suarez named to the number 41 Cup team for Stewart Haas Racing.
Ay, caramba.
That Kyle Busch vacated. So
Mandalay.
yeah, there you go. So he found himself a home. This next one here kind of has me scratching my head. 2016 truck champion Johnny Sauter parted ways with GMS Racing.
It wasn't real amicable. From what the tweets I read, it wasn't real amicable.
GMS told Johnny Sauter that it was over. It's a financial thing, and it looks like they were not going to run this year. And what do they do the next day or 2 days later? They hire on Brett Moffitt as their driver.
Huh. So Brett Moffitt's now got a job again.
Now they're running.
Did they have Menards sponsor before? Is that who it was? Johnny Sauter? Who was the Menards truck?
It wasn't. Who was that? I don't know. It might have been Johnny Sauter, but anyway. I called my friends back in North Carolina to find out the bottom of the
easy
story
for you
here.
to say.
Yeah, I can't think tonight. Trying to find out the real story, and they're scratching their heads as well. You know, it's like GMS told Johnny Sauter this, and then they hire on Brett Moffitt.
Yeah.
So,
And he was told there was a problem, and 15 minutes later he was out the door. He came
Yeah.
in to actually fit himself into some seats.
Yeah.
And for the truck, for not Daytona, for the race after.
So no, Brett, as you well remember, Brett Moffitt was the truck champion that got fired from his ride.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm
good
thinking.
for him.
That's why I'm asking about the sponsor. If the sponsor said,
Yeah.
hey, you know what? You know, Johnny isn't doing a lot of things for us. This kid will do more.
Yeah.
Or maybe Moffitt went and pitched himself.
Yeah.
Or maybe somebody above them did, like
Yeah.
France. Went and told him, hey,
So this guy needs a
it's
ride
going to look
now.
really bad.
we can't go letting go top.
Well, you know that shit happens. It's
Yeah.
just not vocalized. You know?
So some interesting news here with NASCAR. Also some other NASCAR.
Crafton, that's right. Matt Crafton is in that car.
Yeah. So unfortunate news from a couple nights ago. J.D. Gibbs passed away. You know, age 49. So
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
he truly was.
He talked his old man into going racing because
Yeah.
he loved it and wanted to have some fun. You know, and
Yeah.
then
He was
everything else is from then on.
definitely one of the guys that made a difference there with Joe Gibbs Racing. So, and finally, another final NASCAR news: the Cup Awards banquet is being moved from Vegas, and now it's going to be held in Nashville, Tennessee,
Better place for it.
for this coming year, actually,
It's a better place.
this year. So,
They'll probably do that at the Gaylord. They got all those auditoriums. so-
yeah. The reason behind that was they're trying to bring one of the major touring series in NASCAR back to Nashville again, and they thought this might be a step in the right direction, I guess. So
Yeah.
they're trying to bring it back to the Nashville Fairgrounds, as a matter of fact, the fairgrounds. So
3/4 mile track, if I remember right.
either half or 3/4, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
Heck yeah.
So that's NASCAR news. IndyCar news. I want to we can call it IndyCar news. Of course, you probably heard about this as well. Alex Zanardi is going to be competing in the 24-hour Rolex. This at the end of this month.
What's left of him?
As you well know, yeah, he's amputee from his
But then the race he got hurt in, wasn't that in Germany?
Eurosport Speedway. I'm sorry, Euro Speedway in Germany. Yeah,
He was coming back on the racetrack, coming off of pit road, right? And spun
started
out.
spinning and got tagged by someone and basically just lost his legs.
I was watching them do the pit stop driver changes.
Yeah.
And that was
Yeah, that was pretty
that
cool.
was really neat the way they had
Yeah.
it dialed in. And
Yeah.
how he was assisting the second driver to come in.
Yep.
Really cool.
But,
I just
hats off
props
to that
him.
guy. He hasn't lost his desire or his spirit or anything.
No.
And
He's he's a gold medalist in the what do they call it, the
Paralympics?
Yeah, so as well in wheelchair or
That's
something.
cool.
But he'll be co-driving a BMW in the GTE class at the end of this month. In the 24-hour.
It's 2 weeks from
Rolex.
now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a race that's on my bucket list. I haven't been to it yet, so I've got friends that went there. They said that it's a blast going to that race. So.
They give you a lot of access because there's not a lot of folks.
Of course, those are the same friends that camp on the infield, and they have
they're drunks.
a 24-hour party. So during that race,
I went to the F1 race last year in Sonoma, and
IndyCar race.
Indy. And I was surprised that you could literally just walk right into there. It's just as much access as any NASCAR race I've been to. You walk right into the pits, and they're working on their
I wasn't paying attention. I was reading. What are you talking about?
Oh, just going to Indy and Sonoma. Went to last year. It was weird. We're just walking around, and next thing you know, we're in the pits. Like, how did we get in here? We're the GT3. The GT teams were out there. All the other guys. The little itty bitty Indy lights, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Guy had less sit inside the car. I'm like, okay, I'm fat.
I will say the same for NHRA as well. NHRA, you have easy access to those guys.
Sure.
It
was ridiculous.
A few years ago, we went to a Friday event at Las Vegas, the drag strip, and those guys are so easy to access, and they're happy to talk to you. Very happy to talk to you.
They'll bring you in the hauler and show you shit.
Yeah, I literally walked right into the guys in the GT3 with the Lamborghinis. We went right into the trailer. They were showing us all the cool shit they get from Lambo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get some prosciutto, some nice Chianti.
Little bruschetta.
Yeah.
I'm so that was.
Yeah. Anyway,
talk a little bit about some sprint car news here.
Nate wanted to talk about Kurt Busch.
Yeah.
Going to
anytime, we're happy to. Kirk Busch, big fan.
Bringing his Monster Energy sponsorship over there.
You think?
Chip Ganassi Racing, yeah.
Yep. Out goes one guy and goes another.
Yeah.
McDonald's had enough of Jamie Mack, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Mack is always...
Which is weird, it's like he's got their initials and everything down.
Yeah,
he's a mix something.
Jamie Mack has had the Daytona 500 victory, the Brickyard 400 victory, and he's had maybe one or two more victories, but that's really about all he's done in his career. So
wasn't he the guy that filled in for Ernie
Sterling Marlin?
Sterling Marlin,
Charlotte.
That's right.
Charlotte, yeah. When he won in his first or second ever Cup race.
Yeah, cool.
So that was his claim to fame. He's had a mediocre career, but of course Kurt Busch has got. We'll see how he does.
Kurt Busch has got the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's talk about some sprint car news. We talked about Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell down there in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Donnie Schatz, how he did in Australia. He comes away with 4 wins down in Australia.
5 nights, right?
Yeah. So
in the sprint car world championships, whatever they call it.
Down there. So good for him. The Americans doing well there overseas. So
it's Australia. I mean,
yeah.
It's not like we
they race backwards. They turn
right. I know, right?
Yeah. The stagger's all fucked up.
Some more sprint car news. Craig Delansky is coming out of retirement. The former World of Outlaw driver. He's coming out of retirement after he announced his retirement, went through some back surgery this past year, and after the back surgery, he says, I feel better than I thought I would, and so he's coming out of retirement to go sprint car racing again. So good for him.
You gotta love a good, successful surgery to repair things you didn't think you were ever going to be able to do again.
Yep. And a little bit closer to home, David Hamilton Jr. Announces he's going to race the entire USAC Silver Crown Series for his dad.
Yeah, they bought out those cars.
Yep,
it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that is cool.
Yeah. We've been talking about some Supercross. We've been watching some Supercross.
We did.
Yep.
So
had a little Turn5.Live bonding moment yesterday, and everybody came over and we had some Supercross action.
Yeah, the one thing I love about the off season, Supercross starts usually in the first or second weekend of January, and it goes all the way to May, and that kind of keeps us filled with our racing.
That was some intense running last night.
Oh yeah, they're always good. And we've had 2 really surprise winners. Really, Barsha, the first race, I don't know if he was really a surprise winner, but Bagley last night.
Yeah. Baggett. Yeah, so going back to last week's race, the opening round in Anaheim, they call it A1.
Because they raced there twice. A1, A2.
And the one thing about that race, and we saw it last week, it seems like every other year it rains on that race, and that was the case this past Saturday when it rained in Anaheim. And
it dumped in Anaheim.
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys. I mean, racing motocross in the rain, some people love it, some people hate it. I look at it as it's a equalizer, actually. Some of these great riders these days don't know how to race in the rain
It takes the big bikes away from when the rider has to come out.
Yeah.
We talked about Daytona last year when in the deluge at Daytona, and they had ruts up to their pegs, and watching the talent come out, Chad Reeds and those guys that are just
hard
mutters.
to practice for that because unless you invest in a multi-million-dollar Hollywood sprinkler system, you're running in a dry.
No, and there's the heart comes through. How bad you want it?
Yeah.
Those guys slipping their clutches too. You watch their clutches just going up in smoke and steam coming off the bikes, and it's pretty cool.
So Justin Barcia won it in the rain at Anaheim last Saturday. We turned to last night in Phoenix, and first time winner Blake Baggett, first time ever.
Blake Baggett
puts himself on.
Dude, that pass he made.
Yeah, pass he put on the champion Anderson.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I love Ricky Carmichael saying he set that pass up 2 laps before.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsung, Ralph Shaheen didn't even comment back on it, but that's what you get when you got that quality of a color commentator. He said, he set that pass up 2 laps before.
A little bit of a controversy before that between Jason Anderson and Ken Roxon. They were battling for the lead. Jason Anderson decided to throw a motocross slide job on Ken Roxon. Roxon never saw it coming, and Roxon went down.
Front tire to tank. I mean,
there's one loser in that circumstance, and that's the front tire.
Roxon never saw it coming.
Nope.
I mean, we watched in slow motion about three times, and Roxon saw it at the very last second.
He was in his groove. He was doing his thing. He rolled up on the berm, turned sharp, and there was a bike there.
Yep, he's right in the rut, right where he wanted to be, and there was a front tire between his case and the front tire. I mean, stuffed him. And, to Anderson's credit, he's felt bad about it when they interviewed him. Roxon said, pretty cheap shit. And, we'll remember that one.
Yeah.
And
That was a big, huge bonsai move he pulled, too.
Well, the
crossover jump. Oh.
Well, they were going through the whoops, and Anderson was about 2 bike lengths behind Roxon, and he decided, you know what, I'm going to make
double the last 2
I'm going to make this happen, and just went into that turn and sent it, and Roxon never saw it coming.
Yeah, he sending it.
he smelt it when he dealt it.
Yeah, so that put the defending 450 champion out in front, Jason Anderson. But Blake Baggett, my gosh, he came on strong, ran him down, passed him, and on that lap that he passed him, immediately put 4 seconds between himself and
he did in that one half after the pass, he had a 2.2 second lead. It was like, where did that come from?
Iron Mike says that Ganassi's Cup program sucks.
Oops,
Don't hurt yourself. How many wins would Larson have in a decent ride? Well, they're better than average. Larson takes himself out of a few, but it's because he's had to overdrive the equipment. Huge Kyle Larson house right here. The grandma's basement is. I know that. You can't doubt talent. When Christopher Bell gets up there running side by side with Larson, when those two start winning, they're not going to stop.
Right.
And they're going to feed off each other like crazy.
Sure. Yeah. If you threw Kyle Larson in the 24 or the 88, or a Stuart Haas car.
Yeah.
The 41.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah,
that'd be hard to beat.
Yeah, the fucked up way they do the championship now would probably still win the championship.
Who the fuck cares?
That chase stuff is so.
What a marriage made in heaven that would be between Tony Stewart and Kyle Larson.
I'm sure he wants him, and they've talked because they're friends. So they've talked. Larson has a hero in Tony Stewart. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good question, Mike. There's a lot of people have been wondering about that. If Larson was to actually get up in one of those top tier rides. Maybe like a Gibbs or Stuart Haas racing. Yeah. But like you said, Ganassi's a little bit better than average. Not the best, but a little bit better than average, But Larson makes the most out of it, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think Ganassi just spreads his talent thin between all the 3 different disciplines he runs. Yeah.
Yeah, so one more thing about that last night, the Supercross race, we saw Malcolm Stewart take a bad one last night. The younger brother of 2-time Supercross champion James Stewart,
Bubba.
Malcolm Stewart's also a 250 Supercross champion as well.
Running good all year. He'd been running good. Where was he? About 5th or 6th when he beat him?
I think he just passed for 5th.
Yeah, he was up there in the top 5. He was in the top 5 in Anaheim as well. So he's actually looking good in the 450s so far this year.
He got up on the bars and the whoops there, and he got up on the bars and the whoops, dug the front tire in. And the bike went over on him. He went down on the whoops hard on his leg. I assumed he broke his back.
It looked like he went almost belly flopped onto the top of the berm, onto the whoop, and just full blast.
Somehow he broke a femur.
Yeah.
And I don't see that because his legs were kind of prone, but I don't know.
No,
Good
You're
femur.
moving so fast.
It's one of the hardest bones in the human body.
So we
It's hard to heal.
we hope Malcolm Malcolm's a great talent. So hopefully he has a fast recovery here soon.
Yeah, they were in surgery this morning, right? Is that what I read?
Yep.
I think so.
So the series goes back to Anaheim this coming Saturday. So
Back to back. in
yeah.
Oakland.
So one more piece of motorcycle news. Jeff Ford, former multi-supercross champion, is going to be going AMA flat track racing this year.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll be watching that. I'll see how he does.
I'd love to see that stuff live because those
Yeah.
guys are. That's the craziest of any motorsport,
Yeah.
in my opinion. Is flat track motorcycles. You got.
Well, I
no
don't know if you ever
cage,
seen
no
them
nothing.
from living in Northern California. They used to race at the Sacramento Mile.
Yeah.
You know, DeCoin, Indy.
DeCoin, don't they in the back shoot at DeCoin? Is that the one they have the jump in?
No, that's
You know what I'm talking about? They have a jump in the back shoot. A flat track.
They have that's called flat track TT racing, where they insert jumps in them as well. But
Just a little jump.
yeah, there's a couple races where they have jumps in them. So not the 1 mile tracks, but smaller
God, no.
tracks. They
How
have
fast are they going on the 1 mile?
oh gosh,
140?
probably 120 to 140.
And they're going like this with one. You're up
And
crouched down.
they're drafting. You know.
Oh sure,
So
that's everything.
the
And
lead.
they fan out going into the corner. Like,
Yeah, the lead can change easily 5 times in one lap.
That's
So
I went to the Sacramento Mile in the '90s, a handful of times because you get those beer specials, everything else. Why the hell not? And that was just insanity. Would you? Last night and today, man, we're just like touching. It's a sweet moment we're having.
don't get me jealous. Jesus.
Yeah, those guys sending it through the corners, watching them just like with watching dirt track now.
Yeah.
High and low and mid, and you see all of a sudden four bikes wide to go back into one lane, and it's insane.
Yeah.
The balls on those guys.
Yeah. So as you can't tell, Todd and I, we are Supercross fans. So we'll be watching it every Saturday. We're trying to get Dono here.
I have always enjoyed Supercross. I got into it back again. The French guy, I can never remember his name.
Jean-Michel Bill
Yeah.
in the mid-90s.
Yep, early mid '90s was when I was like, woohoo, motorcycles, and then I was like, woohoo.
My days go back to Anaheim watching
Boogaloo Chandler,
Bob Hanna.
Bob Hurricane Hanna.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. I'm going back a bit.
Yeah.
LaRocco
Yep.
for a while.
Yep.
I'm old though.
Ricky.
Ricky Carmichael was my guy.
Ricky Johnson was my guy.
Ricky Johnson, yeah.
Was my guy for a while.
Jeff Ward, Larry Ward. God, who else did you have in there?
Man. There was Damon Bradshaw.
Damon Bradshaw. He was kind of a douchebag.
What monster truck racing?
Yeah.
Is that? I don't get monster truck racing.
It's not racing, it's a show.
What the hell
You
is-
talk to Lynn and her family. So she's
Anytime you have a vote on if you win or not,
I don't
like that.
I don't get it. I mean, I appreciate what they're able to do with those things. That is an amazing skill
Oh, yeah,
set.
they're fun to watch.
But what the hell are they doing?
I don't know.
I go down to Vegas every year with Linda and meet up with her family down there. They're huge monster truck fans.
Yeah.
And Vegas is the biggest platform for monster truck racing. And I got to tell you, it's quite entertaining watching those guys get about two or three stories high in the air.
The ones that you catch on Facebook and YouTube with all the crazy stunts they're doing, and they're walking them around and doing flips and all that crap. It's amazing. But is it a sport? Is it an exhibition?
It's a freaking.
It's like figure skating isn't a sport. When you got Russian judges who vote a 6 for a chick that just did a quadruple salchow, it's anytime you have people judging an opinion, give me a scoreboard.
Yeah, but I tell you what, the organizers of monster truck racing, they're raking it in right now because not only do they have the adults loving, they have the kids that are loving it as well.
It's exciting as hell to watch.
I go down to Vegas every year and the T-shirts, all that stuff is being sold left and money being passed.
Oh, they've done a good job.
There's a fantasy league for monster truck.
That's like having a fantasy league for wrestling.
Exactly. It's
Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Yeah, I got him +2.
Somebody invited me to a monster truck league, and I'm like, what?
Of course, I joke with Linda's family every time I go down there and say, okay, you want racing? Let's put about 10 of them out there. Let's do 10 laps with jumps.
Right.
And that's monster truck racing.
I tell you what, let's put slicks on those bitches and let's run them at Daytona.
Fuck that, let's run them at Meridian.
No, they didn't.
The walls won't.
I like the North End. You can't afford to buy a new dairy barn. We have had a monster truck clear a fence at Meridian.
That was, a while back.
That was crazy. I didn't like that. That wasn't cool.
Yeah. Of course, Sam Newcomer says it's drag racing with 10,000-pound trucks. So.
Well, Sam, before you moved up here from that place you used to live, I'm not going to even mention it. We had a drag guy in a monster truck doing an exhibition, knock himself out on a roll bar and hold the throttle wide open. He went into turn one, hit a rollback freaking wrecker, jumped over the fence and ended up in the parking lot over by Zamzo's.
That's crazy.
And the motor had been missing all day. The only time it ever cleaned out was when he was knocked out. His foot was wide open. The motor cleaned out. Thing hauled ass. And it was awesome.
Yep.
It was still the best thing I ever saw at Meridian Speedway ever.
Oh, yeah.
That jump in the pace car was pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
We saw that this year. We forgot to talk about best moment of the year. Jump in the pace car. We forgot to talk about that. Anyway, back on task.
Anyway, you want to talk about Chili Bowl?
That's coming up. That's future.
Okay. That's all I got as far as.
Let's talk about what we got going with the local tracks and stuff like that. We can, right?
Yep.
So okay, everybody kind of knows what I got going on.
Yeah, we got the regional.
Yeah.
For our local regional, the redubbed Intermountain Outlaw Modified.
The Intermountain Outlaw Modified series makes its triumphant return. Yeah, absolutely. Royal Purple kind of let everybody down in the United States and pulled their motorsports advertising. We're still looking for some stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing.
Right.
It can be a really good thing.
It's just the new normal.
Okay. No. To be honest, it gave us some notoriety, but it really didn't add any more to the points fund or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, looking back at it, it made a lot more work. There are other ways to do that kind of stuff. Bigger news, we've only got 2 racetracks at this point. We have 2 other racetracks that are wanting to contract us. I got to figure out how it would work. We're working on some dates. But we won't. The big news this week is we won't be going back to Magic Valley Speedway.
Right.
They're going to do their Division I NASCAR program, whatever, and run them 20 times. And okay, we built something there I thought that was really a valuable product. And I wasn't going to sacrifice the integrity of our product for the price that they were willing to pay. Therefore, it started on the other end, not my end, but the other end, some real bad blood, and I don't care for it. So we're just not going to go.
Good.
Yeah. I think our guys respect each other, and I respect our guys too much to have them go run for, there's an old saying, go where you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. We're going to go where we're appreciated. I'd never tell you where to go race your race car. That's just not who I am. I don't care. But go where it's safe. Go where you're appreciated. It sounds fun and exciting maybe to you for a little while. The ether will wear off. Enjoy wherever you go race your car. My friends going racing with each other is all I care about. Yep. And trying to make me the bad guy won't work in this one. I don't know how it could work. So the people that know me best and know the situation that I have private conversations with completely understand where we're at with this. So, and those of you that have voiced your support for us, Team Yee, the bars, all my the other folks, Egley's, Larry Hardbrook, the guys who voiced their opinion on positively towards me, very much appreciated. And it's kind of pissed me off and made me more fired up now. Because right now I'm pretty fired up little cat. Because nobody puts Lebroni in a corner.
Especially when you're in those cutoffs.
Yeah. Like a Dallas Cowboy quarterback walking around here. No. So that's what happened on that end. I have people asking me all the time, are you okay, bro? You should be pretty depressed. You guys know me. You've seen me a ton, right? Am I depressed?
No,
Other than coming here tonight and the equipment didn't work, am I depressed?
Hey.
You're motivated, actually.
No, so. I'm actually more motivated than I've been in a while. Yep. So if you really know the situation, what's going on, I think you'd go, wow. So I don't want anybody going, wow. Go race your cars, have some fun wherever you race at. Anyway, that's what's happening with my end of it. Anyway,
I need a reaching stick.
You need to get your fat ass up.
Oh, you're so mean to me.
What are you trying to reach?
I'm fucking with the third camera.
Yeah, well.
While we're talking.
All right, well, you can do that all you want. Thank you, Miranda. I really appreciate you guys. Anyway, so we have 2 shows at Hermiston, and 4 shows at Meridian Speedway. That is 6 total shows right now on 5 weekends. The month of May, we're wide open. I'd love to go back to State Line Speedway, work that out, hopefully this week. Hopefully we'll work that out this week. There's another track I'm not going to mention yet that wants us.
Pocatello?
No, Pocatello's not going to happen. Not even close.
One of these days it will.
Not until they change ownership. I mean, I gotta go with my gut over there and people that I care about that tell me no. And I asked them, and they said not a chance. The people that know it over there, and no, if they came to some kind of agreement, I've actually told them it wouldn't be a bad idea for us to rent the racetrack over there. We could rent the racetrack from night and make them stay away, the owners, and we'll put on a show. Maybe we could do that. I could probably get some other classes to come too. So there's something like that that could happen, but who knows? Really, this is going to be an interesting year. I feel that Meridian with their big tire cars, I can't wait to watch.
It's going to be something to see.
It is. The track isn't really wide. Those cars are going to be wide.
Yep.
And the drivers are going to come out. It's going to make a lot of those people feel like they're King Kong with those big tires on.
King Kong.
So we'll see. But it'll look great.
One of the races that you have scheduled at Hermiston is going to be a pretty big one. It's in conjunction with the Pro Truck Series.
Pro Trucks? Well, Pro Truck Series didn't put that out on their schedule.
They have their schedule out already.
Yep. So I didn't see that date on there. So I don't know. I haven't talked to Randy about it. Randy, hopefully he's watching tonight and he can chime in on his own. But that would be great if the Pro Trucks are on this. I know that the Saturday night of Labor Day weekend, we were with the Pro Trucks at Meridian Speedway. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But I didn't see anything about, the Sunday afternoon of Labor Day weekend. Yeah. We're with the Pro Trucks at Meridian Speedway. Saturday night at Hermiston, I don't know about that date yet. It may still be coming. I don't know. Randy hopefully will chime in. But love the Pro Trucks and love our team. Yeah. Love running with them, so that would be great. Other news, what's going on I know that, I can't go into it too much, but I know there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with Wing Sprint cars. And the Idaho 208 is coming back, definitely.
Sweet.
In October. Or last weekend in September, right in there, but it will be coming back. The NASCAR K&N Series is out. Their schedule is out.
Right. Yep.
Very excited about that. Later in the year, when the NSRA comes for their championship night, I know that the Northwest Focus midgets are coming. And that's going to be one hell of a show.
Those midgets at Meridian Speedway, the right size and speed, put on a damn good show.
Yeah. The full midget, the unlimited midgets that used to race here, Randy Talsma, Ray Ransom, Jake Spoor, they put on a hell of a show here. When we had the big guys come from all over California and stuff, put on a midget show at Boise, it was on.
I like the size of the track with that size of the car. Just like with the Legends. You can get some good racing and have a lot of great fun in those cars. And they look good on the track.
You can drive the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Randy Kerr just said that he will be in Hermiston on July 6th, Meridian on September 7th, but unfortunately won't be able to make Hermiston on Labor Day. So
yeah, that sucks. Oh. But, Randy does everything he possibly can to make the shows for his guys, so it evidently didn't work. So be glad to see him when we can see him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what's that I know what's going on regionally. What do you guys got?
What do you guys out there have anything like to?
Who's building new cars? What's going on in your world?
Yeah.
Who's got new stuff and new iron?
I got Tucker in the garage finally.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Tucker's shorter than he used to be.
He's a lot shorter than he's gonna get a lot more when I cut that back end off.
Speaking of short,
right?
Speaking of short,
we're not there yet.
Look at that.
Oh man!
Hold on. I'm gonna do this one real quick. Hold on.
Look at that.
Oh no, that's that camera. Yeah.
Where am I going?
Well, right now on the bottom screen. So you're right there. We're looking at this camera right there.
I'm looking at the main feed, dude.
I know, and it's right there. That's the camera.
That is an 18th scale battery powered sprint car. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. We'll put it right there so you can admire it. Wish you had one.
A little preview for you there.
Yeah. As far as I know, there is 6 of them in the valley, or will be in the valley by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So let's get 25 of them. Put on a show.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Maybe we'll Intermountain Mini Sprint Car Nationals.
Mini sprint.
Well, shit, that'll be easy. I could promote that. I'd probably fuck that up too, wouldn't I?
Start charging $1 admission.
We'll make Randy promote it.
get Breach to work on it.
Oh, Breach is already in. Yeah, Breach is going to do all the scoring for it in his head.
Oh yeah.
I can't afford a timing system. So.
So I know there's been some class meetings already have taken place. Anybody want to chime in out there on how that's going?
We had the mini stock meeting, which was interesting. Street stocks are next week, and that'll be interesting.
Yeah, this week or next week?
Well, this week. I don't know.
So I'm talking about current stuff because we've still got Chili Bowl to talk about tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. We've only had the mini stock meeting since really our last show, and that was talking about motors and how we're going to make mini stocks better. So
I lose track of the meetings. I've been to so many damn racing meetings in my life. I don't care anymore.
So Brent already just brought up there the Brady Speedway Championship banquet's going to be
let's
get away.
It's almost up.
Get your tickets from the office.
I might even go.
Yeah, this Tuesday.
So street stocks are this Tuesday? Is that where they're going to allow in the Honda 6-cylinder front-wheel drive with fuel injection?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're gonna go rip that meeting up too, aren't you?
Man, I'm gonna. I mean,
If you want a super stock, build a super stock.
Move up a class. It's my 2019 mantra.
Mini stocks. Let's see. Will says there's supposed to be a follow-up meeting from the mini stocks.
Yes.
As well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what Adam and Dan came up with for the. We had a 3.5 hour meeting, and we covered 3 rules.
For what?
For the mini stocks.
What rules?
Taking out the make to make, so you can put any motor in any car.
I think I talked him out of that for you.
God, I hope so.
I talked him out of that for you.
Oh man,
that was a 30-second conversation. So
what?
I could put an S2000 engine in DJ's 240SX. Oh,
wait, what?
I got the motors and I got the car over at DJ's. We wouldn't lose.
No.
They're like, oh yeah, that's true. Or just run an S2000.
Right. Yeah.
And no sports cars.
Nope. There's 2-seaters are allowed. There is no rule in the mini stock saying you can't run a 2-seater.
An S2000 was 240 horsepower stock.
Yep.
And that's dumb, crazy horsepower.
Yep. Yeah, because they'll allow a CRX. CRX fits in the same category. It's a 2-seater car.
Well, yeah, but it's front-wheel drive. You can make a rear-wheel drive car handle better.
But you can. I don't disagree.
So if we stuff it in put it in a Porsche. Okay, let's go.
I know.
I mean, let's just... If you want a Pro 4, Dono...
I don't want a fucking Pro 4. I'm trying to back the rules up. I think we're too free on our motor rules.
The poor Ford guys can't afford their motor. Okay.
Yeah, they can. Go to it.
No, I'm reading Mike Davis. He retracted his message.
He
canceled his message out.
I saw what it said. I saw what it said, actually. I saw what it said.
Stand behind your own comments there, Davis.
Wow. Go squat to pee, too, Mike.
He just went to Sponge Mike, not Iron Mike.
He's not Iron Mike anymore. He's like Balsa Wood Mike. Balsa Wood Mike Davis.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Tin Can Davis.
Let's see.
Aluminum.
He says I hit her before I was finished, bitch ass. All right. Love me some Mike Davis. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in the future. We got a Chili Bowl coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, we do.
If you don't like the Chili Bowl, click exit.
Yeah.
No, we need the viewership.
That's one of my announcing friends say. If you don't like what you're seeing now, leave the parking lot. Make room for everybody else.
No, we got Meridian's going to host Thursday, Friday, Saturday Chili Bowl action. Mm-hmm. I know during the week we're going to be.
We have a previously undisclosed location for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday availability. If anybody wants to come watch some,
not in my grandma's basement.
But you have to be a Chili Bowl fan.
It's in my attic. The 12 of you watching are all welcome to come over to my house and watch the Chili Bowl.
You have to be a Chili Bowl fan.
I would say 10 of the 12 of you.
You need to know your stuff.
You need to kind of know what we're talking about.
There's a right pedal and a left pedal.
If you get in my way when Larson's on Monday night or Tuesday night, doing his qualifying race, I may sweep your knee.
Yeah.
But Shayla Bronte, the world headquarters for the Intermountain Outlaw Modified Series, We'll be hosting Chili Bowl Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And I bought the whole package, so if it's lame at Meridian, I don't think it will be, but if it's lame at Meridian, we'll have it at my house too.
Okay.
And Saturday night.
We'll have to roll the kegerator over there.
Kegerators due for a trip. We might even stream something on Turn5.Live via our Facebook group or something with all of us standing there, so you never know.
Okay.
Cool. Session 9 for Larson is his hot laps.
Hot laps, which everybody
Hot laps,
does
everybody hot laps Monday.
tomorrow morning. Everybody's hot lap.
His qualifying night is Tuesday. Christopher
Tuesday.
Bell's is Thursday.
Yep. But everybody's hot lapping tomorrow.
Chili Bowl rookie's trying to teach us shit.
All 356 cars are hot lapping tomorrow morning in the Tulsa Expo Center.
So they molested the rules. We're talking about molestation now on the show. They molested the rules until they couldn't afford it. That's true. And I fought it, Mike. I fought it when my kid was running because they get behind the valves and change the heads. I fought it.
Yeah.
We had a legal car. That's why we got on horsepowered.
Yep.
So I didn't want to be a cheater.
So how do they do the main in 10 minutes?
No, they don't do the main. That's practice for every car. Gets 10 minutes of practice on Monday, and then they shut down the track because that starts at like 11 o'clock in the morning. They shut down the track from like 3 to 4, repave, get it all ready to go again. Then they start Monday's qualifying event. Monday's qualifying event has 60 or so competitors.
Yeah.
They'll qualify, have heat races, then qualifying races. What they call qualifying races for the main event that night. Your passing points in your heat race and your qualifying determine your starting position for your main event. And your top 2 in the main event will be in, because we got 5 nights now.
Yeah.
It'll be, so Monday night will be the pole. I think.
Used
no,
to be.
it's points.
I think Saturday.
So the 1 and 2 will go automatically the main Saturday.
All the main event winners Monday through Friday. I think they either redraw or they do the pole shuffle kind of thing.
They did a shuffle Friday night. That's how they did it. They set their lineup by
these
race on Friday night.
These things change like every couple of years. So
when you have 300 plus cars vying for what, 20 spots?
Yeah, Saturday they'll start with double
20,
J mains or something like that. K mains, 2K mains, and we'll have that on Saturday as well.
Yeah, and the year I went, Randy says there's a 10:30, 10:20 main curfew or something like that. The year I went, Saturday they started their activities like around noon.
Oh, Saturday, sure.
Yeah. Starting with
they'll fire cars off and get them to push the fire for a couple laps, and from the race that's a half hour from now we'll push out, and then the race will run. Another race will run. It's typical like go-karts and everything else. You fire up your cars and so forth.
So last count I had, where I saw last week, they posted there's 356 entries.
Good God.
Last Thursday.
One class.
So some
so
notables
nuts.
each night. I've got some notables for each night, starting with tomorrow night. We've got World of Outlaws regular and Knoxville Nationals champion Brad Sweet. He's tomorrow night.
Kyle Larson's brother-in-law.
Yep. USAC stars Chase Briscoe and Brady Bacon. And defending USAC National Midget Series champion Logan Seavey is tomorrow night.
And Tyler Seavey's little brother.
Yeah.
Who have raced in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah. Tuesday, our buddy Kyle Larson, along with his NASCAR competitor Alex Bowman, will be Tuesday night. And
I bet Bowman doesn't make the B main.
Really?
You never run him before. You're way over your head.
Right, that's like a
now,
big...
you know Bowman's history, right?
Yeah.
Before NASCAR, he was a midget competitor. He was excellent on pavement, though.
I bet he don't make the B main. I'll put a buck on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, $1.
$1.
You're a big
he was excellent on pavement. Excellent on pavement. A midget racer. But on dirt, I'm not quite sure. Tyler Courtney, USAC star, is on Sunshine, is on Tuesday as well. Wednesday, multi-winner of the Chili Bowl, Sammy Swindell, is on Wednesday, along with NASCAR star J.J. Yaley, who I'm surprised has not won that Chili Bowl race yet.
Mm-hmm. Very good dirt driver.
USAC star Chris Wyndham, NASCAR driver Landon Castle, IndyCar driver Connor Daly.
He's worked hard at this.
Yeah.
Connor Daly has.
Yeah. And World of Outlaw regular Shane Stewart is on Wednesday. I'm sorry, I meant to, Wednesday. World of Outlaw late model competitor Tim McCready, who's also a former winner of this event.
Yep.
World of Outlaw regular David Gravel, and all around favorite driver, Rico Abreu,
Rico
is on Wednesday.
How many times he won the Chili Bowl? Twice?
Twice, back to back.
Yeah.
I believe. Thursday, NASCAR Xfinity star Justin Allgaier is on Thursday.
So?
What series is that again?
I don't know.
World of Outlaw Rookie of the Year this past year, Sheldon Hounshield.
Sheldon, yep.
USAC star CJ Leary. Our buddy Christopher Bell is on Thursday.
Thursday.
I heard he might be pretty good.
He's been known to win a race or 5.
Kelly Earnhart's daughter, Carson Elledge, is on
Carson
Thursday.
Elledge is fresh out of Outlaw Karts.
Yep.
Dale Earnhart Jr.'s niece.
Yeah.
The guy who owns QRC Karts' daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we should see Carson
A
Elledge.
little bit of pedigree out of that.
Yeah, she's actually a pretty cool kid. Everybody loves her.
Let's talk about Friday. Jimmy Elledge is on Friday.
The crew chief, Jimmy Elledge.
Yeah.
He's got to be 55 years old.
Veteran NASCAR crew chief Jimmy Elledge.
And owner of QRC Karts from what town?
Is it Mooresville or no? Is it?
No, he lives from Northern California.
California. He's living in North Carolina.
That's because he married Earnhart's sister.
Yeah.
Did you say he married his own sister?
Earnhart's sister.
Earnhart's sister.
No, that's your family.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, it was good.
Wait.
Also,
Hey, she's not good enough for her own family. She ain't good enough for ours.
Yeah. Also on
Leave
Friday.
my sister alone. That's my score.
Also on Friday. USAC Sprint Car star Justin Grant, along with former NASCAR K&N West driver Alex Shuddy is on Friday. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. NASCAR.
He might win now that he's not No Snow Danica.
Yeah.
How'd that work out for Aaron Rodgers, by the way, Riley? Steve?
Anyone?
Corey Cruiseman, is he running the Cruiser? I don't know if he is, he's not one of the notables. I mean, you got people that haven't been on there. Shane Cottle.
There's a bunch.
Dom's still running.
Yep.
You've got a whole bunch of people
There's
that
a
are.
bunch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we can be here for a half an hour.
Thorson.
Tanner Thorson. Yeah.
Just running for Mike Curb and Kyle Larson's cars.
What's that?
The guys who are running Kyle Larson's team. Mike Curbs, and out of California, the 71 cars.
Are you talking about Keith Coons?
Keith Coons.
Oh,
All the Keith Coons' cars, he's got 14 of them entered, and every one of them are fantastic. So Tanner Thorson's going to be there.
We're going to talk about that in a second here. About Keith Coons bringing so many cars. Let me round out the list here for Friday. World of Outlaw star Darren Pittman, USAC veteran Dave Darlin, former NASCAR driver Casey Kane, and USAC midget star Chad Boat.
I think it was Darren Pittman that stuffed Dane Amix at a go-kart race. Dane Amix, just bad in Indiana. Darren Pittman was just way over his head.
Those notables I just mentioned, if you see, I mentioned USAC star, NASCAR star, World of Outlaw star, IndyCar star.
Yeah.
World of Outlaw late model star.
What's his name used to run it from the funny car guy?
One of the Pedregons.
Yeah, Cruz. Pedregon used to run it.
Yeah.
That's just there's
Takes money.
there's so much talent there.
And this is just a handful. I'm sure there's other forms of racing that's in there as well. The diversity is incredible. It's one the thing that amazes me. The diversity of racing of drivers is just incredible.
Yeah.
So
the way the town embraces that event.
Yeah.
It's the biggest sporting event in the state of Oklahoma.
Easily.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Keith Coons. Some people have brought this up to me. Well, he brings 10 cars, 11 cars. No wonder he wins every friggin' year. Let me tell you this. He would bring 2 cars and put Larson and Bell in those cars. He would still win. Okay? So he doesn't have to bring 10 or 11 cars.
Don't get mad at me. I agree.
Right? No.
No. I'm just saying this to those people that told me, oh, yeah, he always wins because he brings 10, 11 cars. No.
He knows how to build them. He puts drivers in them.
He puts drivers in them, exactly.
Well, people, they buy the ride with Keith Coons because he has the best equipment.
Right.
All those guys are paying their own way.
Yeah. Now, the story I heard behind Keith Coons, the reason why he's been winning so much the last X amount of years is because he got tired of the Swindells winning all the time. So he went to the drawing board and started designing his own,
He has his own stuff.
Yeah.
And he got Toyota behind him.
Yeah. So, and it's worked. It's worked out for him.
The question I got, even though it was a Keith Coons entered car last year, Larson was driving the car that his dad actually owns, which was an old Keith Coons car his dad had taken and gone through and made everything work. Is he going to run that particular chassis in his dad's own car again?
I think
be
it is.
interesting.
I think it is. I saw his dad's
Because
name.
those of you that don't know, he had him covered last year and blew up.
Yeah.
He had him covered. He was gone away with 10 laps to go. And Bell won. Bell was right there, but Larson had a better run through traffic.
Yeah. So, let's see. Since we're talking about Chili Bowl, who do you think you guys are gonna? Who do you think who's gonna win this whole thing? My money, of course, is on Bell or Larson. I can care less between the two.
It's about a 50-50 split whenever you're talking.
I'd like Larson to win because Bell's won. That's kind
Bell's
of
won twice, and Larson has never won it yet. You believe that?
Yeah, either one's fine. My dark horse.
Now, I will say this: my dark horse, if he was still alive, would be Brian Clausen.
Yes.
Because he.
Yeah.
But.
Well, they'll do his race on Friday night. His race. Remember his benefit race is Friday night.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if he's a dark horse, but he was damn good in the midget when he ran them full time. You might look at Casey Kane here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a dark horse. I mean, if you throw a dark horse completely into the mix, it's Shane Call.
Now,
I mean,
last year or the year, I can't remember.
I don't think you can put anybody who's an existing top quality driver as a dark horse in it, just because there's so many
of the other ones.
You've got 30 people who are all star, all pro, all everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's and if they don't win, it's like
Yeah. Now I can't.
Nate's got a really good point there. I mean, Sunshine or Justin Grant.
Yep. Yeah. What surprised me, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, when one of the ones that Christopher Bell won, Darren Pittman finished second.
And he was coming.
Yeah. So he surprised me.
And that isn't a Keith Coons car. That's Indiana guy. It's not Bob East, but the other guy has a bunch of them at Indiana.
Yeah. Cluss and Marshall Racing, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Cluss and Marshall Racing's bringing like 6 or 7 of them. So, but
the cool thing for me also is about these midget liveries. There are certain liveries they run there that have been that same number and that same paint color, maybe not the same scheme, since I was a kid. The 67 car out of Ascot.
Yeah.
The white number 9 cars, the East cars.
East cars, Zerunian and the 67.
67 Zerunians.
Zerunians.
Sammy Swindell's number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and these paint schemes are iconic anymore to me. That they still run them, you still see them coming out there. The old Rich Vogler paint schemes, But it's Chili Bowl, so they all doll them up. All the Keith Coons Motorsports stuff is all wrapped different, Doesn't have any symmetry with old stuff, but got like 80 71s. So, with 71 R34 is my number. But absolutely.
So who's the winner of the first one?
Swindell, wasn't it?
The very first Chili Bowl?
The first Chili Bowl?
Who was the winner?
Hang on. Sleepy Trip?
AJ Foyt?
No,
I don't
fuck
know.
no.
Google it.
Those
Anybody out there?
I mean, I know it, but...
Well, let's see what you can
Sleepy Trip was one I'm sitting there thinking, and one Vogler wasn't Sleepy Trip. Was it Vogler?
1987, they only had like...
Rotten Ridge?
1987, they only had maybe 40 cars. 30 or 40 cars. Wow. One night of racing.
Rotten Ridge Vogler. He was hated. He died, unfortunately, but he was hated, evil driver.
He was.
And he was just a big old douche. He looked like Frankenstein.
Oh, he was a jerk.
Yeah.
The guy was a jerk. I mean, I remember one at Ascot Park after Turkey Night Grand Prix. One of the media guys wanted to interview him on TV, on the cameras, and he turned it down. No. Heck with you guys.
I don't know.
He finished second to Chuck Gurney. Chuck Gurney passed him with 2 laps to go, and Vogler was pissed, and he denied interviews left and right.
Wow.
So.
Wow. That's crazy.
But it all starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
You better hit me up if you're coming. I need to know.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? You ready to talk little cars?
Yeah.
Yeah, little cars.
All right. Hold up that little car. You can't.
Fat man leaning.
All right. Here's
Hold on.
what I'm thinking with the little cars. This is where are we at, Donald?
We're over there. Let me fix it here real quick. I'm gonna go over to this camera over there. Ready? Boom. Bam. So, wait, wrong one.
Well, you don't know what you're doing.
That one.
Okay.
See?
I'm waiting for it to turn because I don't believe you.
No, it's already left. See right there.
The bottom screen
No, it just went live on my screen. So this is the battery for these guys, okay? And look, you can't see the card on.
Why can't you?
Oh, I can now. That's better. But that's the race car. These things are small. They're petite. The idea behind them was they're $200 for the radio. You'd be the radio model.
Yeah.
Radio, battery,
Look at this one.
charger, and the car. And looking at the car, give me.
Hey, why are you taking my toys from me?
The car itself is actually pretty well built. They have a servo built inside. I know my background isn't extensive on RC cars, but I have had some way back. I ran carpet ovals when I lived up in Seattle. But I think they're cool looking. If you've seen any of these on my posts on Facebook or anything like that, they're pretty cool. They do have springs in the back and shocks, like that, shocks. But there is a torsion bar design that you can run in the back. There is a midget as well that can be ran. The midget does have a different motor, and they're lighter, so they'll be faster, in my opinion, on a smaller track. Right now everybody just got the sprint cars. I think if we make this thing huge, we'd have midgets and sprints. I'd like to get myself a midget too. Something that's beautiful to me is the pictures. I don't know. I know we don't have any ready, but the retro midgets with the VW air cleaners and all that. I'm like, oh.
That's what I wanted us to get. I'm like, oh, they're so much cooler.
We'll get both. We'll get both. But the sprint cars are cool. Doll them all up, paint them. Mine will be a Seahawk colored one, of course, with number 7 on it. On our Facebook group page, if you want to join our Facebook group, there's a Facebook group. It's a closed group that will have all the info and stuff on this. The idea for the racetrack, where are we running them? What are they? That kind of stuff. We've been kicking around some ideas about how to run them and where to run them. But they're $200 for the entire car, the radio, and the battery and the charger. The tires come with a hard tire. They have options to get softer tires and stuff. My experience with the type of carpet that they run these on, the tires don't wear. They just hold up forever and ever. I mean, but my idea was to make this fun to where you don't have to spend a ton of money on it. You buy it once, don't have to buy it a bunch. The cool kids. That's why I had that cool kids song. We were playing earlier. I wish that I could be like the cool kids. Yeah. The cool kid stuff where the guy who has the most money who dominates. I'm not into that. This would be something fun for just us old fat guys to have some fun, drink some beer, yell at each other. Who cares who wins? So you need about a 12 by 20, 24, I think is what they were talking about, space to do these. The company that makes these is out of Denver. They're number 1 RC. 1RC what is it called? 1RC, what's the dash?
Yeah, dash.
Hyphen.
1RC-racing.com. And I'll put it up on the Turn5.Live website so that we can have it. But they make them all, and they kind of have dealerships and ideas of tracks. Watching the videos, the guys are having a blast with them. They're not breaking. The weak link, if anything, in the system is probably the radio. The radio is a cheaper radio, but so what? A guy shows up with a $1,000 radio and a $500 battery charger and all that shit. That's not the guy we're looking for. Those guys, I know that Lee Hackney bought one of these cars. Lee has the best of everything you can get in RC cars. He goes all over the country and races them, right? Lee bought one of these because he loves the idea of just having a cheap-ass bastard car and having fun with his buddies, right? Timmy Wallace will get one. He's Tim, but he'll get one. Adam said he wanted one. I know that, who else had one? Barr has one.
Scott Bowden.
Scott Bowden has one. He bought one last night. Donovan, DJ, and I have them.
I think Brent already showed some interest as well.
Brent Hardy's going to get one. It's a matter of time. We'll make him get one. And you've got to have somebody to, have there.
So are these going to fall into the cars that we race or race cars?
These are cars that we race.
Okay. So we can run them backwards, put them in water, stuff like that?
We're not going to knock down barrels and stuff with them. What little fake barrels of water in the corners?
Run them over monster truck jumps.
Put a tire up. Put a tire in the front wing.
Yeah, you jump, you get bonus points. But no, here's the idea. Carpet, you lay down a piece of carpet. Most carpet, indoor, outdoor carpet, cut pile. Very low carpet, like indoor, outdoor stuff. The infield, I had an idea of an infield. Yeah, I don't know if it'll work or not, but yeah, if you've seen one of these big oval tables, like they have at boardrooms and stuff, If we found an old one, just set it down on that, painted it up.
Cheaper idea is just get a router and a 4-bait sheet of plywood and just router it.
Well, we can do all that, but I like the idea of the bevel on the
Right,
edge.
that's what I'm saying. Just $20 fix versus $150 fix.
Oh, I got to do all the work.
So?
I don't want to do all the work. Anyway, so where are we going to put this track? Where is it going to belong? If you have just a rolled up piece of carpet and it lays flat, which I think a lot of that stuff does, and you put down the table, cut the legs and everything off. I mean, just sit down. You're just talking about the infield. The infield would be the table.
Yeah.
Right? And, well, it wouldn't hurt.
What?
Now that just reading that.
Yeah.
But
at some point, I'm going to remember to bring my glasses so I can see this. I keep.
well, bring shoes and glasses. We got here and he was in his pajamas. So come on, it was 5 o'clock at night.
I didn't get home until 2:30 in the morning.
I heard that. Okay, maybe.
I can't read that. Winter Heat Series I'm reading.
Radio control added to Winter Heat Series.
Oh yeah.
Adam offered up the merchant building, but the problem is we'd have to tear it down every time. If we built this track out of plywood, right, 8 by 24, and put it on a flatbed trailer, and could haul it from place to place, put the carpet down, throw over some tarps or something on it. You know, in the wintertime, you could haul it, put it outside, who cares? You could put it in somebody's garage, go racing, right? Warm it up. So there's just ideas to think about. But anyway, I think it'd be a kick in the ass to have a bunch of it.
What are we going to call it? Lebroni Speedway?
No. The Jesus Nationals.
At LeBron Speedway.
Yeah.
No. We'd tow it around. We'd have a series. We could like go from house to house. It'd be like a traveling series, see? If you had it on a trailer. It'd be fun.
Series. We love them touring series, don't we?
Right.
Well, fuck, I don't know. Not anymore. Nobody does, I guess. Eddie doesn't like them.
Ooh,
Well, I said that in my out loud voice, didn't I?
We can move on.
That was definitely in your outside voice.
My outside voice.
Yeah, I heard it. Okay.
But anyway, if anybody out there is interested, if you need a link or anything like that, to where you want to get one of the little cars, let me know.
Yeah.
And we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, you can get yours in what, black?
Clear, red.
Yeah, I've got mine in clear.
We're on that one, behind over your head.
Oh, hi there.
Hey there.
There it is. You guys talked.
You don't have the wing on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The wings got to get built still. Obviously, we're going to paint it first before you assemble it. But anyway, you can get yours in clear and you can paint it, which is what I'm going to do with mine.
Comes with a little sticker package. You can buy pre-made like graphic packs, or you can get wild and crazy with yourself and try to figure it out on your own.
Yeah. And so his being clear, you paint the inside of it so it doesn't scratch. Yeah. We hooked them up last night, and they haul ass.
They do.
For as small as they are, and it'd be fun. Anyway, anybody's interested in fucking around with them, I think it'd be kind of fun to have a bunch of them.
Yep.
Because they're cheap, inexpensive. I know it's $200, but hopefully you buy it once. You don't have to buy it a bunch. They look online. Nobody's really having a problem with them breaking. And they've been out. They came out in July of this year, is what I'm understanding. Maybe earlier, but they do have shock coils. You have springs you can change, some things like that. We're going to talk about the rules on it, maybe as it came out of the box. I don't want to see a bunch of changes if I have anything to do about it. Turn 5 Speedway. Ooh. Here, sponsored by your name here. Sponsored by Pirate Motorsports. Nice.
Little Pirate Bay trophy.
Yeah, a little arr.
A Royal Crown bag. Of
Captain
goodies.
Morgan for the winner. Arr, mateys.
Every 5 laps, you gotta take a shot.
Those all are possibilities. But yeah, it'd be fun.
So it definitely is cars that we race, huh?
Yeah.
It definitely is.
Well, I mean,
after about 20 laps, there can be cars that I look at.
Yeah.
this is something kind of late in the year. You know, it's kind of late to start it for this winter because everybody's already working on their cars. But yeah. Sponsored by Captain Morgan.
Kevin, I got him.
Arrgh.
So Nate's showing some interest as well. Looks like.
Nate.
Yep. So, what do you guys want to talk about out there? Anybody want to bring up any topics or anything?
Sam's ordering his right now. They have
Yep.
a red one. They have a Captain. They also have a red one.
Yeah.
Although
So it was out of stock.
now that we're touching them, I like the clear, so
TJ's like
so
trying to
you
talk.
can paint on the inside.
So I guess you can go to the Facebook page and you can reserve your number. I guess already, right?
Yeah,
Right,
we got to join the Facebook group.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it. Send us a message. We'll invite you because it is a closed group.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Reserve your number.
Right.
We got some numbers reserved.
Numbers go, and we're gonna sell pit pads, and we're gonna.
I already got a sponsorship lined up for my car.
Cell pads. Yeah, you got a transponder rental.
Yeah. Pit pads.
Okay.
Love it. Love it. So
Where to get heat?
All right.
what do you guys want to talk about out there? Anything?
Who?
Go ahead and throw it at us. Doesn't matter.
Who's got builds they're working on? Anybody got something secret they wanted to share? Because that'd be fun. That'd be a good secret to share right now.
So let's see. Let's go back up here. Doug McGarva, who was a
Bomber.
bomber driver. Yep.
And he's a class rep for the Bomber.
Yep. He's actually got 2 Camaros
Nice.
ready for 2019. He also has he's got a Hornet also. That's a long story. But it's my Hornet.
Oh, did he?
That's a long story.
Yep.
It's my Hornet. Yeah, he's got. So he's gonna do some racing as well in the Bombers. Looks like Miranda says she's gonna.
Miranda's got her old street stock back.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yep.
Hey, out of the old Christianity camp, I know they're putting some front clips on some modifieds.
I've heard Thompson Motorsports has been quite busy this offseason.
They've been quite busy. They've got a couple cars in the shop right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Egley is one of them. Yeah. Christianity put on some Howe front clips, some OEM replacement clips on their car.
Nice.
Yep.
Not sure whose car, what car, but they're doing that. So
I guess Derek Barr is still hard at work.
they're very hard at work. Those guys are really having fun. Father and son doing stuff like that. I really envy them.
Yep. Let's see here. I'm not building a 5,000 mini stock motor. Mike Davis. Okay.
Davis should. I hear that's the
What are
the
your
wave of the
guys'
future.
thoughts on tubular A-arms versus stock A-arms?
In a mini
If
stock?
the tubular A-arms are cheaper in the end. Good idea, Sam. What do I think about? Are you talking about? You must be talking about street stocks.
Yeah. Having an
Stock
OEM
replacement,
style replacement.
OEM style tubular replacement A-arm. Because the guys who are running Camaros can't go find that shit anymore. It's a good idea.
Oh! I have my answer.
What?
Tough luck. Build something newer.
Move up a class.
No.
Build a V6 Honda.
Right? No, I mean, again, I keep coming right back to what I say in the mini stocks. The first mini stock we ever built was a 1978 Monza in 1988.
Well, I look at the evolution of what a modified is.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I'm going through the same thing with the lower control arm, right? Because most of them are Impala or Chevelle, Caprice, front clips, right? So what they do, the original Chevy or GM or Ford lower control arm had a pressed-in ball joint, right? And that ball joint and that spindle determined everything as far as your front-end geometry. Because the street car is designed to go this way and this way, right? So what somebody did prior to me coming around modifieds is they allowed them to put in a screw-in ball joint, which means you have to weld in a bung that screws in, right?
I just love that name, that and dongle.
Well, somebody's going to weld your bung, hopefully.
to my dongle.
Yeah. So they took this bung and they had to weld this bung and center it, right? Well, you move that lower ball joint an inch each way. That's huge for your roll center, right? It's a whole different dynamic when you do that. So of course these guys are taking these factory lower control arms that are stamped and produced, and so are Camaros. They're stamped and produced, but they just cost more. And Sam has a point. You can get them, but they just cost more. The lower control arm, they're taking that bung and where the screw-in is, and they're putting that bung wherever they want. Yeah. There's nobody with a jig that says that. Years ago, they decided that you could run whatever A-arm you wanted on front or left. A lot of these A-arms are Ford. They fit the Chevy or somehow. So it's not really a tech item anymore, other than it has to be a stock type lower control arm. This was before my time, so I remember the debate going on in the meetings I was in, but I wasn't paying attention because I didn't run the class.
Right.
But now they transfer that over to the street stocks. The uppers on a modified are always been build whatever you want on the uppers. Street stock. Here's the thing. you used to be able to go to pick your parts and pull off a Camaro front control arm.
Diamond dozen everywhere.
And you could get some shims and you could make it work. Okay? You'd shim the top, right, out and move the top of the spindle wherever you wanted it anyway.
Same thing we're doing in the mini stock.
You just couldn't put it inside the frame rail. You couldn't shorten it up too much to get the camber you didn't want, right? Like on the right front, you couldn't shorten the A-arm to get too much camber. Yet you'd hit it flush, you know. So as long as it's the stock dimension, I wouldn't have a problem with it. On the uppers, stock dimension, because there are guys that have bought the dies from Chevy that are out there stamping these A-arms in Mexico.
Right.
For the guy who's got a 67 Camaro project he's working on. Right? Or a race car, whatever it may be. Most of them are race cars, and you can get one from Speedway or anywhere else. The problem is now they want a pretty penny for it. Where a tubular A-arm, hell, Sam could build them himself. Mm-hmm. You know, or Garrett builds all his A-arms.
If you want aftermarket parts, you can move up a class.
Well,
I know. I'm just.
You can't say that in every occasion. Just throw that out there. It doesn't work in every occasion. That's what's my favorite saying. I can't wait for the Donovan John series to come. I can't wait so I can throw rocks at your house.
I know.
So Sam, what do you think? Sam.
So Sam's thinking about that.
Sam should be here. Sam, why aren't you here in the room?
Right?
Sam,
Sam, I'm going to start wearing your sunglasses on air.
Hey, Sam, while you're typing, when are you coming back up here?
I thought he was back. Oh, no, he was here and then he left again.
Yeah, and he's due to come back here.
They would be saying Tucker should be advanced enough that it should be a Pro 4. That would be like saying Tucker was advanced enough. Okay. Next.
Yeah.
I can't read it.
Your first mini stock was a Pro 4 because it had all the adjustable suspension on it.
No, that was the purple one. That was my third
whatever.
car.
That was a cheating son of a bitch. I raced against it.
That was my third car.
Whatever. It's cheating son of a bitch.
Oh, that should never have been legal.
And Chad wadded it up, and he came down and goes, "Yeah, TJ, Jesus Christ." I said, "Yeah, you wadded up that cheating fucking car." And he goes, "Who was it cheating?" I said, "Yeah, it was." Chad, a little bit. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it wasn't cheating. It just never. In my opinion, that purple car, the Integra, was completely against the spirit of the rules. And the day I bought that car, because I was not told what was adapted to it, and when I went up to Seattle to buy it, or from Kent, and when I drove it back, I didn't come to the house. Chad and I drove it. We went straight to I dropped Chad off. I went straight over to Adam, when we went through the rules, and Adam approved it all. I'm like, that car never should have been a mini stock. But it was.
Miranda, what is Miranda saying there?
DJ, read.
She kind of said the same thing you did, Todd. Looking back here, if they pick exactly one A-arm you can use that is the same geometry as stock, it's not an issue. So she said the same thing.
They got Camaros, they got Novas, they got all kinds of shit.
In all honesty, I am 100% okay with anybody using an aftermarket made identical measurement piece.
You can't on modifieds. You can't. I mean, modified has the same front clip as a lot of these cars, right? So that's why I'm commenting on it. Yeah. I really don't know anything else. But I got Ford front clip, OEM replacement front clip, Impala, Chevelle, Caprice. They all had different A-arm lengths. So it's really hard to tech.
Yeah, and why make a rule that you can't tech?
You can't. You can't write a rule you can't tech.
So then you look at, okay, well, if it's cost effective to make something that's in the same measurement in your garage, well, then do it because it's cost effective to do it, and find a way to balance the class in ways that can be effectively teched and balanced. And it's cost effective for that as well. And if it's no longer cost effective, stop running the fucking series.
Or you can do what Randy has in his truck series, and everybody has run the exact same one,
right?
Irregardless.
Because now it's techable.
Because the frame's all the same, right? They don't have a Ford frame, a Dodge frame.
Yeah, you have a frame. It meets these specs.
They have the pro truck frame. That Randy's been excellent at teching them all these years. You know, and he's got really good last year. He got a lot of shit for it, but he did the right thing. You know, on and on and on.
That's when I look at what I love about racing, and I look at taking a car off the street that has no business turning left full time and doing it. I love that, and then I also love, like with the truck series, that it is a pre-described, and we can tech it. And we're going to tech the fuck out of it, and it's a pass-fail rule. So there's no variances. It is variant A or fail.
Right. We did the same debate on the OEM replacement pieces. Like, can you go tubular or or he must use the stock on Chevy exhaust manifolds. It was for years that the Corvette style, the ram horn, or the truck 327 type, they had a bitchin' ram horn design. The front, they center puked out. The Corvette manifolds is what they called them. Everybody wanted those. So to go to a junkyard, they were gone, because every guy that had a Chevelle or a Vega with a V8 in it, or Le Mans, anything, they went and grabbed those and stuffed them on there, right? So they were hard to get. And also on the race car guys, the guys that hit the wall on the right side would crack that header right off the bat, right? So that header would crack because it's kind of brittle in the exhaust area. So it was more expensive by a lot to go buy a quality exhaust manifold, a stock exhaust manifold, than it was to go down and buy a set of block huggers. Block huggers from Summit were $85, and to get an exhaust manifold, a cast exhaust manifold, the center puker, ram horn style, was like $300. And I remember Dennis Wirtz, Tony Whitaker, somebody, maybe even Steve Wood. I remember somebody going, yeah, it's Marv Weaver, maybe, going, this is complete horseshit. You're making me go spend $200 more to keep it stock. Well, where does the class go? Well, if you want to move up, you got to,
Right.
Well, pretty soon you're not going to have those cars because you say, this year it's going to be expensive on the Hornets. They got to go run Hoosiers.
Right. Yeah.
And those guys pop tires all the time. A lot of them have tire sponsors that give them all little takeoffs and shit.
And the thing with a lot of those guys is they're running those external nerfs that when you touch tires, and when we're running our Hoosiers, they're all sticking out in the air, 3-4 inches outside of not out in the air, but outside the body of the car. They're not protected.
Right.
And when a lot of those guys just put angle iron on, well, that's a tire shredder for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, the Hornet rule needs to be looked at. The car shouldn't have tires extending outside the body.
Oh, no.
Ask Chuck Youngblood all about that.
And Luke Wolverton and Miranda and Blake. They all went tire and they all went wall.
It used to be in the rule books.
Yeah. I'm 100% for it.
It should have something about the amount of back spacing and stuff.
Just ask Chris McKean at the Bud Light 150. When he would have the modified.
Oh, shit, yeah.
The modified he came in
He
contact
jumped
with.
over somebody's right rear.
It was a modified. He went up in the air.
No, anytime you put it, we race stock cars, bodied cars, but we're sticking our tires 2 inches, 3 inches out.
Yeah.
So now we're running open wheel cars.
Late models have a rule that Randy's trucks do as well, where the tire can't extend outside the body line.
Yeah. And that's what I did with Tucker. That's why Parker and I shoved that sheet metal out to protect it. So we won't do that anymore. Because I've been bitten by that and got into the wall.
Well, we all have.
Yeah.
So it's just something to think about. I mean, the powers that be that make rules for classes, I'm sure they're looking at all that kind of stuff. They got some other fish that they're trying to fry at the time, trying to keep it cost effective, keep everybody coming back. I mean, there's not a lot of money in motorsports anymore, in promoting and so forth, and we all can't afford trips to the Caribbean or wherever every winter, but some can, but a lot of your race promoters can't. So, tis what it is.
Yeah, I'm all for keeping costs down and keeping competition up.
We got some comments here, Deej.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate just chimed in there. I've heard that the Hornets used to not run Hoosiers.
Correct.
I'd like to see that again. Yeah.
The problem was there I went to the Z-rated freaking tire.
Well, back when in
Chaparral,
Chaparral,
more expensive than a Hoosier.
Chaparral, they had what were they doing back then with the Hornets? I remember they were talking about tires and they couldn't run certain
widths, and they also had ratings
compound
and
ratings.
stuff.
And everything. I remember when we first started mini stock racing in the 80s, the rule was a DOT tire, and that was it. And the first couple of days, the first couple of races we had when we had our Monza that we built, we were running autocross tires back in the 80s as a mini stock tire. And they made us, and we had a Vega at home, one of our street cars, and they threw a fit, so we had to drive home, go grab the Vega, come back, and then we jacked it in the parking lot, jacked it up, took off the street tires, and put those on.
Yep.
We ran straight street DOTs, and that's in mini stocks in the 80s.
There's an old adage too that if we tried to save money for the racer, but if we gave the race car open checkbook on some stuff, they'd go all in and buy all that and change some stuff too. I don't know. We're not going to solve it all here tonight. It's 8:50. We've been here for 4 hours. DJ has.
Whatever. I've been here since 2:30 this day.
So let's talk about next week. Next week we're going to have the Chili Bowl recap show. It's going to be a kick in the butt. Everybody have some fun.
God.
Watch the Chili
We're
Bowl.
We're going to be hungover the whole show.
Get out there. Watch the Chili Bowl. You guys out and
go to the beer barn. Drink some beer.
Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. If you haven't seen this event or don't know about this event, I think you're crazy.
Take your kids.
Yeah, get them drunk.
No, I meant for the drinking part, but introduce them to the Chili Bowl.
Yes. They should have 3 events like this a year. I've always hoped that they'd have it in Lucas Oil Stadium too in Indianapolis during the PRI show, but they don't. And that's because Monster Jam owns the rights for anything during there. No. But they should have something like that. Chili Bowl is just really cool. The big Golden Digger. It's one of the biggest buildings in the world that they have this in.
Put a quarter-mile dirt track inside. So, yeah.
Oh, plus all the pits.
Yep.
Yeah.
357 cars are all pitted inside with their haulers under one roof. It's a oil rig drilling equipment exposition building.
Yeah, it's huge.
Is what it is. And chili, because it's Oklahoma and chili's from down there, so that's why they call it Chili Bowl. The biggest building in the world's up in Everett, where they build the 747s and stuff. But as far as open space, free span building, it's one of the largest free span buildings in the world.
That'd just be fun to go and see.
Oh, yeah. So, you got anything else?
Yep. Nope. I'm looking forward to the next 6 nights of racing.
You're coming over tomorrow.
Yep. One of my favorite times of the year. So
well, this little laptop right here is going to be the brains behind it, so we'll get it fired up. I've got what is that? A 45-inch TV upstairs.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And big old lazy boys and recliners and chairs and bring what you want to drink. I think the chili worked, but I think we're going to go away from the chili. But do we want chili every night for the Chili Bowl?
Maybe
I don't think I could survive it.
Maybe not.
We could do a different style of chili every night.
Well, I got colitis, so I don't know if I could survive it.
Let's do nachos tomorrow night.
Ooh.
Maybe we'll do nachos tomorrow night.
That's Nacho Chili Bowl.
But I'll be home by 4. Text me up. If you know how to get a hold of me, text me up, and we'll make certain that you know my address and stuff like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
For Todd Labronte, DJ Everett, Donovan Johns from Grandma's Basement, have a great day, and we'll see you at the races.